You're watching New You, the voice of health and beauty. The best thing to do is be purposeful. So I think I was purposeful all of these years. And then it wasn't until I had some crisis and tragedy, health-wise and family-wise, that I was really led to my purpose and my mission. And that's to help people with their health and their wellness and kind of ring the alarms that health is actually the most important thing. We think it's just so cliche, but we grow up hearing, be successful, get good grades in school, achieve, win, go to a great college, make a lot of money. Health? So my goal is to really help people understand what that means, how to be the CEO of their health. And I get to do that every day with my podcast, Heal Squad. My secret to being vibrant, despite everything that's gone on, is I love life and I love people and I love trying things, and I'm not afraid to try new things and explore and fail. And although I don't like failing, but I'll still try everything. Life is so precious. We have to really enjoy every second because you just don't know what's around the corner. And I've gone through those moments where I've been, are we gonna be okay or are we not gonna be okay here? And so I know what that feeling is like to have it maybe ripped away from you. And God has blessed me at every turn and I've been okay. So I've always been someone that's loved to live and loved people and all of that. I think it's part of my Greek heritage, but I really, really know how important it is to enjoy every second. So having gone through a lot of things, I've definitely had a lot of tools that have helped me through the years. Some I've learned on my show, some I've learned from other people. Through the brain tumor stuff, Rocky's quote from Rocky Balboa was my favorite, and Sly Stallone's a good friend and I love him. So that one is, it ain't about how hard you hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. And so I've always used that to help get me back up. Then there's also focus equals feeling that I learned from Tony Robbins. What you focus on is what you're gonna feel. So I would rather feel great, so I'm gonna focus on things that are gonna make me feel great. And even if I'm sad or I'm down or I'm scared, when I was looking down the barrel of, am I gonna be alive to see my daughter born? I was really, really scared this time, and because I had a baby coming. And so I wanted to be here for her. And I remember shifting at some point and saying, okay, I gotta choose wonder over worry. I wonder what it's gonna be like when the doctor calls with good news next time. I wonder what it's gonna be like when I get to the other side of surgery and I'm okay. I wonder what it's gonna be like to hear that I'm cancer-free. So once I started doing that, it started happening. And so I always say, it's not easy. We're all gonna get knocked down, but we also have to learn how to get back up. And we have to also know that we don't know the ending to the story. So trying to think about doing it all is crazy. Right now as a new mom, I'm just focusing on her. She's the most important thing, and whatever I can do to enjoy my time with her and have those special moments. I find changing her diaper a really special moment, along with feeding her and hugging and kissing her. And then I plan a few things for myself too, like I'm here doing this today. When I go home, I'm gonna be with her the rest of the day, and she's got me. I'm not trying to do it all. I'm just trying to do whatever I can each day. And then whatever doesn't get done, move on to the next day. Because none of it really matters. Because if tomorrow you are diagnosed with something, everything stops anyway. And so it'll all get done. For me, my circadian rhythm is really important. So I'm up before sunrise, I watch sunrise, and throughout the day, I make sure that my eyeballs that have UV receptors get that light. Light is the most medicinal thing we can do, and we've been told to stay away from it, and we are unhealthier than ever, I believe, because of it, from what I've been studying and learning. I also make sure I eat before sunset, which is really good for your circadian rhythm, and I see the sunset. Or I see the darkness so my body knows what time it is. My body knows what time it is from the light outside every single day so that it will continue to produce melatonin. And then I go to bed by 9, sometimes 9:30. I'm out cold. This keeps harmony in the body. And then I eat really, really clean. I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes last summer, and so I have my dad as a really great role model. He's had it for over 50 years. He's 79 and he's outside helping me build a guest house right now in 106-degree weather. He's a beast. And so protein and vegetables, clean eating. So Heal Squad is a daily podcast / show. I always say it's like a Good Morning America, but my version. And I think it's really important for people to understand what health really is and the status of what health is in our world. We don't ever get to look behind the curtain of a modern medical institution and really know what they are capable of and what they're not capable of. And so I always say, I'm Bill Belichick, I'm the coach of the New England Patriots. I'm not putting Tom Brady on defense. So you have to know your players. So I always say in modern medicine, and by the way, this is no poo-poo on anybody. I need them, I love them, they saved my life, but this is what they're good at. They're usually good at diagnosing, they're good at prescribing, they're good at surgeries, acute situations. Healing is a really tough area. The way that they're taught is just a different thing than what we think they're taught. So I always say, you need them, but you also need a naturopath. A naturopath is going to go into all of the root causes and really delve into your history and really investigate everything that you need. So my biggest thing with Heal Squad is how do we inform everyone and educate everyone on the foundational elements? Here's what everyone's good at. Here's how you're going to utilize your team, because you are the CEO of your health. And you have to be the CEO of your health. You can't farm this job out. You know your body, you know what's going on inside, you feel the pains. So if you feel something, you say something to both teams and you figure it out, and then you use your own intuition that you're gonna keep cultivating and guiding and realizing that work isn't everything. So I had an accumulation of poor choices and decisions every time I was sick. But what I'm doing now with Heal Squad and all of the experts that come in is I'm accumulating good habits and good choices and good decisions so that I can now live this next chapter of my life as a mom to my beautiful little baby, healthier than ever, and be there for the long run with her. You listen to the show, we're your accountability partner. You're on this journey with us. That's why we're a Heal Squad. And you will learn things every single day that will change or save your life, because that's what's happened to me and so many people who listen. Elisa VT for reproductive stuff is amazing, teaching us about, the way to eat. There's a certain order that your endocrine system will be happy with. And this was so big for me. She was like, people wake up, they have a cup of coffee, they have a bagel or a muffin, and the endocrine system is like, what the freak is going on in there? And screaming. And when she explained it to like that, I was like, oh, I get that, okay. And she's like, what you need to do is you need to eat vegetables first. I know that sounds crazy, friends, at breakfast, but I eat my vegetables first. You eat your vegetables, it's like a little fiber basket. Your insulin or your pancreas is like, okay, food's coming in, we got this. And then you drop in the protein and the fat. So I'll have my eggs and my feta. Goes on in after the veggies. Okay, everything's calm, everything's calm. If you wanna add bread, I don't, but if you wanna add some sourdough, throw some sourdough on there. Now the body knows we've got carbs to handle, and it can handle it calmly. Actually, the glucose goddess on another episode taught us, follow sugar with fat. So if you're gonna have some candy, follow it with some fat. That helps stabilize everything. So there's an order to food that's also super important for your body. So these are just some of the highlights, but I mean, this is like every single day people are blowing my minds on the show. I don't think that being healthy or trying to have a healthy life should stress you out in any kind of way. And it does feel very stressful. Every day you're hearing, this is bad, now broccoli is bad, or this is bad. And so people give up. I don't want people to feel like it's overwhelming. I think that if you're just doing better every single day, if you make little choices and accumulate better habits throughout the day and throughout the week and throughout the months, that's a simple way to look at it. You don't have to just completely redo your house, take everything out and, start, this completely vegan diet. And it is too overwhelming if you look at it like that. For me, everything is baby steps. So just keep accumulating better decisions and There's no needing to draw the line between choosing health or your career or your life. I think what I've learned with each kind of diagnosis in each situation is that life is super, super precious. And I am taking more trips. I'm spending more time with my family. I'm really leaning back and not worrying about all of these external things that don't make a difference in that moment. Because when you're diagnosed with something, nothing matters but your family and your friends and the people that you love and the good things that you did in this world. If you could try on a weekly basis at least to just say, what would I do if I was diagnosed with something horrible right now? You'll really see that none of that stuff matters. I mean, I remember being diagnosed and I was looking for an outfit to go to this big event. And I went into a designer store on Rodeo and I was like, I want that whole thing and I don't care what it costs. I've worked so hard in my life, I've never done that because I'm always so scared and I'm always saving and saving and saving. And I'm like, I might die. I'm gonna go buy this and I'm gonna spend money on myself. So what is saving worth and all the stress of all of these things that we have in our head? Just live and have fun and do whatever it is that's gonna make you happy today because you don't know what tomorrow's gonna bring. I spent all of my life taking care of my dad with my mom. He was a severe type 1 diabetic and almost died on the regular. So had to develop my intuition so that I could feel if he was okay, if it was not next to me. At some point when I made it in this business, I retired my mom and my dad so that my mom could take care of him. And then I took over all the bills. And when I got my diagnosis with the brain tumor, it was just a few months after my mom was diagnosed with a brain tumor. So she was diagnosed, a couple months later I was diagnosed. So in those situations, as their protector and caretaker, I couldn't stress them out. I was always protecting them. And interestingly enough, with this last bout, it was just my dad now because my mom has passed. And I wanted to keep this from him because pancreas tumor really didn't sound great and we were really scared. But then I was like, I really need him. And it was really special. That time, I would go through that surgery again just for the time I had with my dad because we had such a good time, even though there was a lot of pain too. My self-care practices during this last journey, I mean, I had a red light in the hospital with me. I had all my natural things that I do that I added in the mix. I had a friend who's an energy worker who came to visit me and did some stuff on me. But for the most part, it was just good old-fashioned healing, letting time do its thing. My dad cooked really healthy food for me at home. Going outside in the grass and grounding was really big, getting the light on my body so that it would help heal me as well. So I think it was just really staying as natural as I could. Well, first of all, if I'm feeling like I'm having some imposter syndrome moments, I usually go to my husband and he whacks it out of me. And then I know all of us have it. It's hard not to have those moments, I think. But what do? I listen to good music and I pump myself up, stuff that makes me feel good. And then I start dancing and then everything feels good. Remember, motion equals emotion. That's a whole other thing. So if I'm feeling down or I'm feeling unworthy, let's say, or any of that, I'll high-five myself in the mirror. That's a little technique I learned on the show. You never high-five someone and tell them that they're stupid or that they're lame or anything. It's a high five, it's a celebration. So I high-five myself in the mirror and I'm like, you got this. We had a beautiful experience with surrogacy. It was everything and more than we could have imagined. We had a beautiful family that gifted us the greatest gift in the world. And I think for people who are on this journey, I just say, go with an open heart and allow for a natural connection with these people that are doing this for you. A lot of people can be fearful and close up and make it transactional, and it doesn't have to be. You know, you pick the people that you feel good with and have confidence that they want to do a great job. And that's how I felt with my surrogate. You have to kind of give up some control and surrender. And surrender's been a big word in my life. And the more I've surrendered, the better I've felt, the less anxiety I've felt, and the better things have happened. I think if you're looking to go the surrogate route, it can be amazing and magical and just as amazing, I think, as what you would have expected for yourself. I mean, we all have to go different ways, and this way was amazing for us, and don't give up. Athena is my everything. She's the love of my life. We had the most beautiful birth, the most beautiful experience all around, and she's just been, she's everything. She's brought so much joy to us. She's made our home a home. I've lived there for 17 years, and I feel like I've always fled, and now I'm just anchored. I feel good. Wherever she is, I'm gonna feel good. But it's exciting, and it's come at the right time, you know. I feel like this time in my life, I can be with her more than I would have if I had her younger, so I'm really grateful for that. Thanks, New You. It's been fun.